Today we have Mrs. Rinku Guzarty Mittal.
When I went to my parents and I gave them this idea that, I want to do arts, so they were a little, amused. And then my father said that, beta, you do your graduation, after that you can do whatever you want. It's been like almost 18 years of journey now, more than 18 I would say, in the corporate. So that's how, a girl who used to paint suddenly entered the corporate, and then there has been no looking back. And once I started working, I have not gone back to my paints and brushes. You have to do more, you have to bring things into action to make your dreams a reality. So only dreaming doesn't help. You learn a lot of fundamentals and you learn a lot of knowledge and a lot of logic and all that. But when you come in business, real life situations, I don't think so much of the bookish knowledge helps. I think aap mein dam hona chahiye.
Okay.
That's it,
You need to have the talent, you need to have the confidence, you need to be ready for the world.
Yeah, it's in you, it's you. If you can make it big in life, nothing stops you, no tags. You don't get lucky. It's your hard work or your smart work that takes you far ahead in life. Be unique, give your best, do your best, and then definitely the world is yours.
World is yours. Hello everyone. Today we have Mrs. Rinku Guzarty Mittal. She has a very inspiring story to tell, right from her struggle of starting from an MBA to her job and her transitions in the corporate world, and now being a part of a company which is going to soon bring up an IPO. So let's take it up from here. Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hi Vishwam, thank you for having me in your podcast. I look forward to the interaction and sharing my journey and story with a larger audience. Thank you Vishwam.
So we have a amazing story of yours. You have been always a creative person, and we had also talked just before the podcast, that you always wanted to become a creative person. You wanted to get into the creative profession, and then somehow you switched. Why did that happen, ma'am?
So when I was in school, I used to do a lot of drawing and painting. Right. So I thought, I would like to have arts as a hobby and later on, do some courses and excel in that field. But somehow when I went to my parents and I gave them this idea that, I want to do arts, so they were a little, amused. And then my father said that, beta, you do your graduation, after that you can do whatever you want. And those days we were very obedient kids. So I just said, okay Papa, and then there was no looking back. I finished my school, then I went to Jadavpur University, I did my BCom, and then I did not give much thought, and without even preparing for my MBA entrance exams, I gave 1 or 2 exams because I did not want to waste a couple of months and a year preparing for an entrance exam. I gave the exams that were available. I got admission into a B school, and that's how I did my journey of learning at a B school. I'm happy to share that, I had topped my batch and I am the gold medalist from my batch. And then after that, I was very ambitious, right from the beginning. So I thought of, starting my work in a company in Bombay. And it's been like almost 18 years of journey now, more than 18 I would say, in the corporate. So that's how, a girl who used to paint suddenly entered the corporate, and then there has been no looking back. And once I started working, I have not gone back to my paints and brushes. So that's the story, from being creative, having a creative bent. Now I'm completely into business, the corporate world, as you say.
Right. So ma'am, if I would say it, that you've always been, in your every expression, you've always thought dream big is something which you have lived with your life. So dreaming big, aiming for the higher aims. Do you think dreaming big should be a part of everyone in the life?
See, dreaming big, definitely, I've always believed in dreaming big, living life to the fullest. That's my mantra. I think, yes, if you have that kind of a vision, that kind of a desire, you will do well in life. But again, dreams are nothing, you just can't dreaming and daydreaming, night dreaming. You have to do more, you have to bring things into action to make your dreams a reality. So only dreaming doesn't help.
Only dreaming doesn't help.
No, only dreaming will become like Mungeri Lal ke Haseen Sapne.
So yeah, so do you also believe dreaming big by keeping yourself grounded?
Absolutely. See, dreaming big, you are flying. Dreams give you wings to fly. You're flying. You want to achieve things. You want to achieve your goals. So yes, that is there. But then you have to be grounded. Why do we all today? There are so many business houses and conglomerates. But Ratan Tata, is a man who everybody loves. So I mean, that's being high and being grounded, both together.
Right.
So yes,
Dreaming big and still being grounded.
Still being grounded, yeah.
Is very important.
That will take you far ahead in life.
Right. आपके तो नाम में भी गुजराती है, तो business runs in the Guzrati's veins. That's what is told about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, did you come from a business family or?
Yes, my father was a businessman. So after he completed his studies, he also immediately got into business. And and I think all my uncles, my entire family, everybody was into small little big businesses of their own. So yeah, we are a family of business.
So you've exposed to a lot of different cultures. You've been in Ahmedabad, you're born in Ahmedabad, brought up in Kolkata, then worked in Mumbai, dealt with clients across the world, traveled to meet the clients,
Right.
interacting with them. So how has been the experience of being exposed to a lot of cultures?
This exposure has, helped me grow as a person tremendously. I have loved all experiences and exposures that I have got. Like Bombay, I would say, is a place where, people go with dreams and they want to make it big in life. So that's how I landed in Bombay. But again, my mother is from Bombay. So all my vacations as a kid used to be at my nanny's house, So Bombay has been an integral part. I was born in Bombay. Then, because my mother was married to my father who lived in Calcutta, yes, after being born, I've lived in Calcutta right up till my graduation. And then in the year 2003, we shifted to Ahmedabad because being Gujratis, my parents were of the opinion that, let's move to any part of Gujarat in the later years of our life.
Right.
And we chose Ahmedabad as a city to settle in.
So, how was your MBA days, if you would describe? How was different from now?
So MBA days were a lot of fun, a lot of studies as well, because every couple of months we had exams and a lot of courses to study, and then you have to prepare yourself for interviews and then jobs, everything. So it was too much packed in 2 years. But then I made some very amazing friends. We studied like about 20 years back, but we are very thick today. Just you have to pick up the phone and talk.
Right.
And all of us are doing well in life. So I'm happy that as a batch, we all are doing good. We all are in touch with each other and we never miss a chance to meet each other.
Right.
And relive those old golden days.
So, your studies during your MBA, how different the concepts in the book and what you learned during your MBA and now when you're implementing?
Books were totally different. You learn a lot of fundamentals and you learn a lot of knowledge and a lot of logic and all that. But when you come in business, real life situations, I don't think so much of the bookish knowledge helps. You have to act as per the situation. You have to act as per the situation demands, what your customers want, what your superiors want. It has to be a win-win situation for everybody. So sometimes, you have to let loose and let go of things that you have studied, apply common sense, apply logic at that point in time and come at the best solution.
Right. So, studying in a B school, you studied from ICFAI.
Right.
So, that was a B school which was upcoming. Now it's known across India very well. So now, say, it is always said that you need to get top B schools, you need to get into, you need to compete hard to get in the top B schools. वहाँ पे जाओगे तो ही अच्छा placement मिलेगा, वहाँ पे जाओगे तो ही आपको you will be looked up initially. Is it true?
I don't believe in that because see today where I am in life and my friends who have not studied from ICFI or any other B school but in the top schools, more or less we are at the same level today. You know, if you talk in terms of compensation, if you talk in terms of knowledge, if you talk in terms of exposure, like being in a city like Ahmedabad, I have traveled to a lot of countries, and the level of international clients I interact with, probably I believe, some of my friends would not have even, done that. So I believe after those initial 5-7 years of struggle, we all are sailing in the same boat. So I don't think so. It doesn't matter. I think आप में दम होना चाहिए.
Okay.
That's it. You
need to have the talent, you need to have the confidence, you need to be ready for the world.
Yeah, it's in you, it's you. If you can make it big in life, I mean, nothing stops you, no tags, nothing. And I would just like to give an example that Modi साहब भी तो चाय वाले ही थे ना, मतलब. So he's ruling the country. So I don't think so, these tags, he's not gone to any Harvard, Stanford or any those kind of organizations, but he's doing well. So that this is my belief. And I have been progressive in my career so far, and I don't think so these branded B schools or all those things matter. I've studied from a mediocre school, a good college, a good MBA institute, and I'm doing well in life, I would say. I'm happy at the space where I am at today. So yes.
What were your thoughts during your placements when you just finished, about to look out for options?
So actually, I did not have to look out for placements. I got a pre-placement offer from 2 organizations where I had already done my summer internship. But both those offers were in Ahmedabad. I wanted to go and start working in Bombay. So I approached my dean that I want to go and work in this company, and can we approach them? So it was a different kind of approach. They wrote to the company, and 3 of us from the college went for the interview, and I got selected to work in that company. So placement was not a headache for me. It was an easy thing for me. And when I sat for a couple of more interviews and I got offers, my friends were like, yeah, she already has so many offers, so isko aur mat baithaiye interviews mein. So then there was a protest, and then, but anyways, my goal was very different and we achieved it. So I was not interested in any of the offers also that I got in Ahmedabad, because I wanted to work in Bombay.
Right. So it is often said that यार internship में तो दौड़ा के थका देते हैं. You made work too hard in internship. Is it true?
See, I was very lucky to get a live project for my summer internship. I was working with this consultancy company called Dalal Mott McDonald. So we were working on a live project, and so I was doing research and analysis on the project that we were doing. So it got over a little ahead of my summer internship period. So that was a very good, enriching learning experience working on a live project with a big consultancy firm. So I still had some time to finish my summer internship in terms of months, number of days. So then I joined another company which was a startup. Fortis Securities had just started an office in Ahmedabad. So I was doing cold callings and trying to get customers for them. It was basically a financial advisory services company. So yes, in that I had to work very hard, in the sense, because there was a lot of pressure कि for a little time that you are working here, at least get us a few customers. And it was a new setup. So yes, they gave us a lot of pressure, but we managed it because it was a learning phase. So
होता है, अपने पास ऑप्शन नहीं है, इंटर्नशिप तो करना ही है, कॉलेज से भी प्रेशर होता है कि भाई इंटर्नशिप अच्छे से करो, कोई आपकी कमेंट नहीं आ जाए.
सो आई कैन से वो मेहनत जो की ना, सो इसलिए PPO मिल गया, प्री प्लेसमेंट ऑफर, कहीं जॉब ढूंढने जाना नहीं पड़ा.
राइट. सो आपको जॉब ढूंढने जाना नहीं पड़ा. इनफैक्ट आप ढूंढते हुए जॉब के पास गए थे कि भाई मुझे यही चाहिए. आपको जो चाहिए था वो आपने.
I was very clear that I wanted to do this, and my dean helped me getting that job. So I was happy.
So which is a good thing. Now what is your advice towards the current MBA students who want to get into corporates?
See, these days, sort of focus and concentration levels are very poor or very less in youngsters today. Gadgets have occupied majority of their space in their head, in their mind, everywhere. So I would say that अगर seriously कुछ करना है तो these 2 years of their studies, they should learn give their best, learn the maximum, and make the most of it. Because these 2 years, as your management studies will never come back, the friendships you will make, the fun and masti that you will do, the studies that you will do. So यहाँ पे I would say focus और concentration से मन लगा के पढ़े, and that will get them a good job, that will get them a better position. And now see, nowadays it is a rat race. I am talking about having done my MBA 20 years back. Okay, so that point in time was different. And today, like you say, there are so many B schools which have mushroomed here and there. There is so much of competition. So to stay ahead, you have to be unique, and to be unique, you have to do your best in terms of everything. So I would say that, be unique, give your best, do your best, and then definitely the world is yours.
World is yours. Now, Abhi, it is lot of scenarios that lot of B school students do not get placements because the need and the flow is different. So in that scenario, what is that one unique talent which you look in for candidate to develop him themselves?
See, sincerity, honesty, and I would say that zest to learn, are three things which I would always look for in a candidate. And I would say if दिमाग है, ideas है, तो job नहीं भी मिलती है, you can start something of your own. Today, like recently I read a guy, he made some app and he sold it to people in San Francisco. So he's made some $400+ billion. So, and he is from a small place in Assam. So I just wonder that if you have an idea and if you have that zest to do something in life, job हो नहीं हो आप कर ही लोगे.
आप कर ही लोगे. How was your experience with your first job?
Credence Analytics was my first job, and it gave me various opportunities. I started interacting with corporates. So I was basically the salesperson. Credence Analytics is a company which makes treasury software solutions.
Okay.
And I used to go and market them, sell them to corporates. So there was a division who would sell these softwares to banking sectors. There were different segments. So I was taking care of corporates. So that gave me the opportunity to interact with huge corporate houses. I would go to Grasim, I would go to the Tatas and all these big corporate houses. So would give them a demo of the product and then try to pitch the product. The treasury people should know that this is the ideal software that that would help them manage their entire funds. So being the first job, it taught me a lot and it gave me humongous opportunities. I met some of the top people in the corporates, the fund managers in the fund houses. So that kind of exposure was something very different. And working in Bombay is a different ballgame altogether. People are very professional. You have meetings at 8 o'clock in the morning. You have meetings at 8 p.m. at night. So you're always on your toes. So I love that energy and that that enthusiasm that Bombay gave me.
Working in Bombay, starting, were you nervous for the first month or?
No, I wasn't because I have always been to Bombay. I spent majority of my life in Bombay, so I am used to what Bombay is all about. So I wasn't. सिर्फ कभी बस छूट जाती थी और टैक्सी और ऑटो का पैसा खर्चना पड़ता था तो लगता था यार आज तो बहुत पैसे चले गए मतलब because see when you start your first job you don't earn so much so you have to be very calculative in your spending. And then I had taken a student loan, so my objective was to quickly finish that loan. So yeah, I mean, those small little things Bombay teach you that you have to be on time, Bus miss हो गई, train miss हो गई तो बस बहुत नुकसान है.
बहुत नुकसान. So how was your then experience coming back in Ahmedabad? Why did you come back to Ahmedabad?
I lost my father at a point in time when I was working in Bombay, and my mother and sister were alone here. And they wanted me back. So without even blinking an eye or giving a second thought, I just came back. And initially, it was a struggle. I did not like Ahmedabad because the city was very laid back at that point in time. And when you come from a place like Mumbai, where उठते ही you बोलते ना भागा भागा दौड़ा दौड़ा सा, यहाँ तो जितना भाग लो जितना दौड़ लो, you just have to sit and relax. जब तक सामने वाला कोई movement नहीं करता है, you can't do anything. So initially, I took 3 to 6 months to settle, understanding the people, understanding the culture, how things work. people call you at 11 o'clock, but they're not even present for the 11 o'clock meeting. So you wonder, yeah, where have you landed? But then yes, the family was the biggest inspiration for me to be back, you know. So then I thought, ठीक है यार, settle हो जाएंगे धीरे 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 करके. Today I was like almost spent 15-20 years in Ahmedabad, and now I'm loving the city. And now I wouldn't trade, you know, leaving Gujarat and going anywhere else.
Why so?
Because bigger cities, commute time is more, and you know, it's work and commute. There is hardly any time for your personal growth, development, hardly any family time left. So here I have a very balanced life. I do my fitness in the morning, then we go to work. I come back home, we have an early dinner, and then have an hour or two to ourselves. We watch TV, OTT, we listen to music. Sometimes, I mean, we did engage in some lessons, dance classes and stuff like that. I'm a reader, so I like reading at night. So I get time to do all these activities. Had I been in Bombay, Delhi or any other bigger metro city, I think this this quality time, I would say, ये नहीं मिल पाता मुझे.
कभी कभी ऐसा सिचुएशन आता है कि सिचुएशन आपको बुलाती है. Do you think there is always a reason for those situations?
Yeah, I mean, I believe there is a reason for everything that is happening. So yes, and I most of the time go with the flow. And वो बोलते हैं ना, गीता में बोला है ना, जो हो रहा है अच्छे के लिए ही हो रहा है. So that's it.
Right.
I don't think too much.
So what were you doing in Ahmedabad majorly when you came back?
Yeah, so when I came back, I did not want to spend time sitting at home. So I had already taken up a job at HSBC Bank, and I was a financial planning manager.
Right.
Managing finances and investments for a lot of investors of Ahmedabad.
Right.
But being there, I realized that, you know, that is not what I wanted to do as a career. I wanted to be more in sales and marketing and international marketing, I would say. So I was looking for opportunities, and that's when I got a break at Avalon Clean Energy.
Okay.
It is a group company of Claris Life Sciences. And there I got a very good exposure, lot of marketing, hardly any sales. I started traveling more out of the country for fairs and expos and all of that. So that was a very good exposure, very good break. And after that, you know, one thing led to the other. And after Avalon, I joined Corrtech Energy. So Corrtech Energy has been the longest stint, like I would say almost 15 years now. So it's been a journey of 18 plus years in the corporate.
Right. So spending 15 years, long time in one organization, what do you think? Is it a good sign? Because people keep hopping. 2-3-4 साल हुए, यहाँ से यहाँ.
See, if you talk about yesteryears, you know, we have parents who have worked in one organization and they have spent their entire life in that organization. They retire from the same organization. I have some friends whose parents have, you know, done similar things. Today we are, you know, one is we become greedy and one is like we want to grow very fast in life. So we keep jumping here and there. थोड़ा सा raise मिल गया, थोड़ा सा ये better हो गया, we go. But in this 15 years of journey, I have learned a lot because I am not an engineer, but I went into a company which makes very high precision engineering parts. I had to sell them. And to market and sell such parts, you have to understand the parts, you have to understand the sales cycle. So initially a couple of months or a year, I would say, was a lot of learning. And then yes, I started selling and I was hired to basically increase the exports, which was barely like about 2 to 5% when I had joined in 2010. Today we are exporting almost 95% of the parts that we make. So I think I have done justice to my role, and I have grown in the organization. I joined as a senior manager, then I became a general manager, then I was president. Now I am the chief operating officer at Corrtech Energy. And it's been a wonderful journey, and I have met some wonderful people and I have made some lovely customers.
Right. So when you joined the organization Corrtech Energy, the international sales were not much.
Yeah. I was hired basically for, you know, doing the exports.
You loved international business.
Yeah. I had an exposure from my previous company, And from my first job only, sales and marketing was my forte. So today also I believe products can keep changing, companies can keep changing, but वो sales and marketing का कीड़ा जो मेरे में है, I think I can sell anything under the sun.
Right. So you can sell anything under the sun. Okay, amazing. So in this 15 years, you might have changed so many roles, and working in one organization allows you to know the market so well. But you were always a creative person. How come? How how did you excel? So you were a creative person. How did you excel selling engineering products? वो भी 1200 products है समझना.
So see, when we started in 2000, we just made a few products, like 3 to 5, 10 products, because these products would take time. These are very, very high precision products. So slowly we set the team. Our parts also started being accepted in the global market. Initially, India was treated as a country, our quality will not be good, this and that. So I have seen all of that, from making 3-4 parts, trying to sell them and trying to get our parts, our country accepted, So today we are a brand and we have a huge global reach. When it comes to making high precision parts for gas turbines, we are a known name. And today people buy parts directly from us. Quality is not a concern. Pricing is very competitive and our lead times are fabulous. So, and bringing creativity in the world, we have tried to bring creativity in processes, in technology, by sometimes reducing the lead time of making a product, or sometimes cutting down on processes and introducing techniques which reduces, the cost of the product. And then being a marketing person, I have liked to market our products in a very creative way, making coffee table books and engaging in social media and doing stuff which will make our products look attractive and customers, from all across buy them. Because our products are, very technical products to look at. So you cannot do a campaign like, you do for all the FMCG products. These are very serious products. They go into gas turbines, they go into fighter planes, aircrafts. So yes, the customer segment is very different. So for us, word of mouth, customer experiences are of highest value.
Okay. So you have always been a person who's dreamed big, worked hard. So do you think luck was on your side in a lot of times, or it was purely dedication and hard work that worked?
See, I would say luck without action is also of no use. Dreaming without action is also of no use. So action has to be there, then you become lucky, and so I think you have to do more to be more.
Right.
You don't get lucky. It's your hard work or your smart work that takes you far ahead in life. I don't believe in shortcuts. I don't believe in luck. So if you're prepared for what you have to do, I think you get lucky. That's it.
Okay. You are a very strong personality, and you have always liked on the driving seat, leading the way ahead in whatever you wanted to do. So how did that happen? Was your upbringing or your different experience, exposure?
So I come from a very strong family where my father was a businessman. My mom also, she did her microbiology from Sophia College in Bombay. So they gave us prime education. Education was of utmost importance, and they have also instilled leadership qualities in us. Have always inspired and motivated us to do more, participate in activities in schools, colleges, otherwise also. So I think, they have groomed us in such a way that yes, we like to take part, and when you like to take part, you like to win also.
Right.
So they have been the driving force behind what I am today.
You have been a perfectionist. You see small details in everything what you do. You're a person of detailing. So does your employees, your team member enjoy working with you?
I don't know this question, so I'll have to go and ask in my office. But I will say I have always been a taskmaster. So my husband and I, we lead the manufacturing business. So I can say he's the carrot and I'm the stick. So I mean I don't like compromising in work. So वो थोड़ा बहुत तो डंडा लेके मुझे घूमना पड़ता है. So yes, I maybe they take me as a strict, lady boss kind of a figure. And about enjoying work with me, this is my question for Monday. I'll ask them and I'll get back to you.
ठीक है मैम, we'll be waiting for your
Yeah.
questions answer. Do you think sales and marketing is more to do with relationship building?
Absolutely. So I'll give you an example that I have a very big customer. They are giants. I would say they have offices all across the globe. So I would say 15 years back when I approached them, it was a strict no. They were like, okay, so we basically make high engineering parts for the non-OEM segments for GE designed gas turbines. So they first told me that we only buy OEM parts, we don't buy parts from non-OEMs. And there was a slam on the face, no, we don't buy parts from such small companies. But I kept on, pursuing them, and I said, okay, let's try with a few parts. And I would always bet on the quality of parts that we make, and the cost of production in India compared to what they make out of India. I said, I'll give you a competitive price, and lead times will be very good. So I kept pursuing, and a year or two down the line, I got a very small order. And so that's how I got an entry into that organization, and today they are my biggest buyer. So, and it's all about relationship, because I've always been delivering better and better. I think last month their team had visited us for an audit because they want us to, Corrtech Energy to be their master supplier, to buy all the parts that we make from us. So that was a very big achievement, and so they audited us, they gave us, a 5-star rating, and they were going to give us lots and lots of work. So when I look back and see from a door closed, it is a door completely open today. So I'm happy, and it's all about relationship. There have been times when, our deliveries have been delayed for some reasons, or they have rejected one or two parts saying that it's not up to their standards, or there is a mismatch in the fit. We have spontaneously replaced the parts with new parts, given them discounts, done what best we could to make the customer happy. So I have almost I can say a kitty full of customers today, but I would say relationship building has been the topmost thing, and since 15 years I've been dealing with them, so I can also tell you, you can pick up the phone and speak to any of my customer, and they will tell you their journey with me, how we started and where we are today. So yes, it's all about relationship building.
So when you want to continue having a relationship of them buying repeatedly, it's not just about pitching. By pitching or presenting the right thing, you might win the client once. But if you want to win for lifetime,
it's a relationship.
relationship से
yes.
customer
Absolutely.
So in the market, corporate world, which is usually male dominated, and people talk about that, it's heavy in terms of they're majorly in the leadership position. It is very difficult for a women to lead. What do you say about it?
See, initially I did face challenges, like we were approaching an aero giant in India, a PSU company, and there, seeking appointments, meeting people, they would never imagine that a lady single-handedly will come from Corrtech Energy for a meeting. So they used to be quite, okay, who else is coming? And I would say, I'm the only one, so let's talk business, So yes, challenges were there initially. See, in companies out of India, such challenges are not there because there are equal men, women working in the
Leadership position.
Yeah. But in India, yes, initial challenges were there, but I think over a period of time, spending 15 years at Corrtech, now people have accepted me as their leader. People now understand that I handle some of the very instrumental and key aspects of business at Corrtech, key roles, key processes. So yes, over a period of time they have accepted, but initial it was a struggle.
Okay. Now, when it comes to financial independence, how important it is for a woman to be financially independent?
It is very important to be financial independent, in today's world, or even back then, You don't have to be dependent on anybody to buy what you want, to do what you want. So I started my financial journey from the first paycheck that I got. I invested in different asset classes. At that point in time, I started with mutual funds because that is what I could afford with a small salary. But today, I have a well diversified portfolio where I invest in stocks. I have a mutual fund portfolio. I also invest in PPF, and I also buy jewelry. So it is, a mix of everything. Because today, if I want to buy anything, if I want to buy it, I'll just go and buy it. I mean, I don't have to seek permission.
Validation.
Or, yeah, I don't have to be dependent that, okay, if my husband gives me money, I'll go and buy. No, I mean, that's not required. And I'm working hard to earn, so might as well have my freedom to spend and build my wealth the way I want it. So, yes, I completely believe that you have to be financially independent, come what may.
Do you think the people in the corporate world accept women in the leadership role in India?
They do accept, but with a pinch of salt, I would say.
There are a lot of leaders like Chanda Kochar, our finance minister. It's very difficult for them to accept it is very difficult for the world to accept it. So you need to have a proof. कि प्रूव करना पड़ता है हर लेवल पे.
Yeah, initially वो थोड़ा बहुत तो प्रूव करना पड़ता है. Like even I had to prove a lot of things when I had started at Corrtech. But yes, over a period of time, when you are there and you put your foot down, they have no choice. It's like take it or leave it kind. So they have no choice. They will accept you. It may come after some point in time, but yes. And nowadays, with so many women working, it's, a little more easy compared to what it was 20 years back, I would say.
Right. Now you're working on basically the IPO of your company. So how did the management decide to come up with the IPO?
So my husband, basically, he and his father, my father-in-law, they started the organization in 2000 with a seed capital of almost 2 crores. And with those 2 crores, we have grown, invested, reinvested in the business. And today, we are almost about a 162 crore company. But now for us to grow further, we need additional funds and a good amount. So we thought, let's do an IPO, raise funds and expand the business, expand the company. So I think this idea came about 2 years back. For 1 year, we were just thinking to do or not to do, pros and cons, and doing our kind of research. And in the last year, we decided we'll do it. And we are 6 months into the preparation of our IPO. I believe in 2-3 months, September, October, we will be out with our IPO.
Okay. And ma'am, how does a company prepare itself for the IPO or any funding?
You have to basically, we did a research for identifying the best consultants, the best lead managers. We engaged with them, and then once you have a good lead manager, they will basically show you the way forward. They will bring in the investors. You have to do the presentations. But then both of y'all, the lead managers and us, we go hand in hand. So it's a win-win for both.
When should a company go for IPO?
See, a company should go for IPO when the company needs additional funds, maybe for a particular project or repaying of old debts or maybe expanding the business. So when a company reaches that stage where they think that, raising money, putting that money in business will make them grow X number of times, that's when a company should go for an IPO.
Okay. So company should go for an IPO for a very logical reason.
Absolutely. See, once you do an IPO, you are answerable. You have shareholders, so you are answerable for everything that you do. So it is not that you dream of doing an IPO, you do an IPO, and that's about it. You get the money. After that, you become more responsible and more accountable towards your stakeholders. So I think the journey after the IPO gets more difficult than what it is previous before the IPO.
Yeah, but do you think IPO helps in increasing the valuation of the company?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you unlock the true value, the true potential of your organization, I would say.
Okay, so you unlock the true value
of your organization. Yeah.
Right. So, as you said, you need a right lead manager, you need the right consultants to work on the IPO. So, when did you start thinking of the IPO first?
2 years back, we thought that whether we should do an IPO, we should not do an IPO. 1 year went into brainstorming that kar lete hain, nahi kar lete hain. And then about 8 months back, we were very sure that let's do it. This is the best possible way for us to, get additional funds and grow the company. And we've been diligently working with our lead manager in the last 6 months. So we are now at the fag end of it. We get the NSE approval, and in a month or two, like I said, September, October, we'll be out with our IPO. So we've done all the hard work. Now we are just waiting for the nod, and then, we are in the market.
Right. So, ma'am, as you are a very fitness conscious person from the very beginning, how do you manage your fitness needs and your corporate life and lot of activities which you do?
See, fitness is a very integral part of my life. So fitness happens in the morning. That's the first thing. So it is very easy because when I do my fitness in the morning, it is done. Because in the afternoon, in the evening, if I push it towards those timings, I have never been able to do it because I have other engagements. So I'm an early riser. We get up early, and I'm a very regular gymmer. So my gymming journey started about in 2010. My husband, he is a complete sports person and fitness freak. So he plays a lot of tennis. So every day he would just come and share his tennis stories. Aaj ye kiya, aaj itne games khele, this, that. So I was not doing anything at that point in time. So I said, let me also do something. So I started with gym, started doing strength training. Then slowly I met people who were running, who were cycling, who were swimming, then this triathlon thing. So I joined such groups, cycling groups, running groups, and I started running, and then I started cycling. So I have done about multiple 10-kilometer run events, about 10 to 15 odd half marathons. I did one ultra run in Mumbai in 2015, which was running for 12 hours, and I think I clocked about 65 to 70 kilometers in that, 5 in the morning till 5 in the evening. And then cycling used to be set as a cross training when you are running. So I started cycling. I invested in a nice cycle. Actually, it was a gift from my husband. He gifted me a very nice cycle. So I went cycling, and I think the longest distance I've done is 115 kilometers in 2016, which was the Polo Forest cycle event. So they are memorable events, but yes, 25 kilometers, 50 kilometers of cyclothon events, they were very common.
Okay.
So swimming is something which I don't know, I want to learn. In between, I also started learning tennis. So yeah, I mean, I like to keep myself fit, and but gym is something which I've stuck, strength training, and yeah, I mean, I dabble into all the other things as time permits.
Swimming is going to be not very difficult.
Yeah, I'm going to try, but yeah, as of now, yes, I think my plate is full with this.
Because recently only, few months back only, when I was a kid, I was being forced कि भाई घोड़े को पानी तक ले जाओ, पीना नहीं पीना वो अलग बात है. तो घोड़े ने पानी नहीं पिया, 1.5-2 महीना सीखा, and we had a very harsh coach at that point of time. He used to फेंक देते थे पानी में, तो वो डर एक बार बैठ गया, तो वो टाइम से बंद कर दिया, कोई भी बहाना बना के कोचिंग बंद कर दिया. तो बोले यार ये तो पैसा बिगाड़ेगा, इसको नहीं डालते. तो my younger brother learned, I didn't. Only few months back when I started swimming on my own,
you learned it better.
Then अपने आप 6 दिन 7-8 दिन 15 दिन 20 दिन लोगों को देखते देखते स्विमिंग आ गया. So it's more to do with balance, it's more to do with breathing, because you're a fit person, I'm sure you'll be able to do it. And now these
Yeah.
days there's so many places where
Yes,
it's
yes,
possible.
yes.
So
Yeah, I'll definitely try this.
and Ahmedabad is a heat-driven place, so you
Yes,
will
yes, yes.
surely enjoy.
Yeah,
That's next on my card.
So, how has fitness helped you in your job, in your leadership, in your entire day of leading at a very big roles?
So see, fitness basically has given me a lot of energy. I'm very energetic once I finish my workouts in the morning. It's like, carpe diem, seize the day. It gives me that kind of feeling and gives me a lot of clarity. So I think a fit mind and a fit body is of prime importance if you are, if you want to lead your life in the best possible manner.
Right. So, which are the forms of entertainment? Means which are the OTT platform is now common? You have so many Hotstar, Netflix, so much of content available. Now, what do you like the most?
See, I mean, I've always loved watching movies and shows and theatre and all musical shows and everything. So OTT is good for me. It's a nice way of unwinding every evening. I and my husband, we have about an hour or so post dinner every evening. So we watch shows on Netflix or maybe on Sony Live or Hotstar, whatever. Anything nice, we check the rating, or if anybody has given us a recommendation, we check that out. If we like it, we continue.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we enjoy our evenings spending together while watching something meaningful.
Right. So meaningful movies, content,
Yes.
podcast, everything
yes,
is welcome.
yes,
Now, you read a lot.
yes.
What kind of books do you read?
See, I read primarily all kinds of books, but my favorites are biographies, autobiographies, fiction, and business books.
Do you also read with your travel?
Yeah, I mean, I have physical books with me. I read on my Kindle also. So, book is my all-time companion. And some of my favorite reads, I would say, a book by Paul Kalanithi. It's When Breath Becomes Air. It's a beautiful book. Then another book which I love the most is Eat and Run. It is by a runner called Scott Jurek, how he started his running journey, and today he is a name in the running fraternity. And similarly, a third book which I really love it's close to my heart, is What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. This is by the Japanese author Haruki Murakami. He became a writer and a runner together, and it is a pure case of consistency and doing that he believed in. So these books are very special to me, close to my heart, and I've read them, reread them, and they come in the list of my favorites.
Right. Does this reading a book help you gain knowledge, gain confidence?
Absolutely. One is reading is, the best exercise for brain. You remain sharp. It improves your focus, concentration. It teaches you a lot of patience and empathy also. It transports you to a different world altogether. When you start, when you're reading fictions, you start imagining those places, those characters in your head. So they transport you to a different world altogether. So reading, I think, is the best thing that I have done, and I'm happy that this one habit which I chose when I was a teenager, school-going kid, which continues with me today. Anytime there is a book with me, be it Kindle or be it on my phone or a physical book, it's always there.
Okay. So, do you think what is the difference between reading a fiction and seeing a net series?
I would rate reading as a far superior experience any day than watching something on the OTT. But then again, see, like I'll give you a classic example. There is this book called A Man Called Ove. Okay, and a similar book was transformed into a movie, A Man Called Otto. Now, movie is done by the lead actors, and it's a very nice movie, heartwarming movie. But because I had read the book spoke of the finer aspects of the entire storyline, the characters, and it was more of an emotional feel. And watching the movie was like, it was an entertainment. I enjoyed the movie, but those emotions which I felt while reading the book may not have come while I was watching it on the OTT. It was pure entertainment. I only took the initiative, okay, it was a good book, let's watch the movie. It was with friends and family. So it was more of an entertainment evening, watching a good movie. That kind of an evening.
All right. And what do you want to say about people leaving reading towards watching movies, binge watching things?
No, I would strongly recommend that there is nothing more enriching than reading. So if you have not read, pick up a book, read it, you will understand and realize the hidden gems of reading yourself only. So pick up a book and bolte hain na, dekhoge to janoge, padhoge to janoge types. So that is what I would recommend.
Right. So,
and I would say the impact of reading a book stays far longer than watching an OTT, because aaj movie dekhi, series dekha. Actually, if you ask me what did I watch last week, I may not be able to remember. But if you tell me which was my last book that I was reading, I'll be able to tell you. So reading has far more superior impact than entertainment.
okay. So reading is always
Absolutely. Any given day, if I have to choose, it's reading.
Okay.
Not watching the OTT.
You also spend a lot of time, whenever you get time in your business life and your personal life, you put in a lot of effort and time in teaching.
So after I passed from my B school, and I entered the corporate, I have been invited by various B schools and organizations to give a pep talk or take lessons on marketing, sales, strategy. So yes, I think there are two aspects to it. One is I consider it as a joy of giving. I have learned something and I want to, just pass it on to the younger kids. My life story, my experiences, what I have learned, what worked for me, what did not work for me. People look up to you. So, as a responsible and more accountable person, I like sharing my story so that they pick up something. They aspire something, they learn something, and they get going with their lives. And yes, another thing is that yes, it also shapes me as a better leader, as a better human being. Because when I'm sharing my life story, I share moments where team building moments, all the blind spots that I have, which I have, corrected, the courses I have taken to invest in myself, the strengths I have nurtured, times when I have taken things on the table, my point of view, and so many different things. So it is a double-edged thing. While I have enjoyed the joy of giving, I have also, it has helped me become a better person. And that's about it.
How it has been accepting, you're a very strong personality, people coming up to you and sharing different opinions and you accepting such opinions. Because being a leader, you need to listen well also. It's not just about one vision which you carry, but it's about taking people together.
Together, yes.
So, an important aspect of leadership is that you have to be a good listener. So over the years, I have developed this trait. And yes, when people come to me, I very open-heartedly listen to what they have to say. Sometimes they are compliments, sometimes they are critics. But yes, where I see reason and where I think I have to improve, there is scope of improvement, I do that. At times, like a lot of people come and tell you a lot of things, so you cannot take everything to heart. So some things you have to ignore. And some things, yes, you have to learn to improve yourself.
Right. In your long career of working, leading, how important is to run the organization in a discipline, but also have a softer corner or giving a little lenient approach and balancing it both?
So see, both leniency and discipline are important aspects, So discipline is required so that, your work doesn't get hampered. It's a smooth working flow. But yes, you have to be lenient at times when it comes to your team members. When they are giving their best and there are some little corners where they want a little leeway, then I just give it, like in terms of leaves, in terms of going early, in terms of many things. Yeah, for me, it's if you've done the job, it's okay. The cake is all yours to eat. Then I don't bother much. But yes, with discipline, काम होना चाहिए.
Okay. Who is your inspiration?
So talking about inspiration, it is not one single person. I draw inspiration from various aspects of my life, starting with my family. My parents have been very inspirational role model figures for me. My father instilled habits like reading, defining between good and bad. So those kind of little things he taught us while we were kids, my sister and myself. My mother has been my strongest pillar, and the strength that I have, I think I get it from her. You know, difficult times, she has stood for me like rock, and I think, I owe everything to her. My sister, like I would say, the little fancy that I am, and I like all the good things in life, she's very simple, very down to earth. So at times, when I'm struggling that I want this, I want that, I just think of my sister. And she's so content and happy in life, just having small little things, small simple things. So I'm like, yeah, I have to learn something from her. I mean, this is the ultimate if I learn from her. Then again, my husband. So before we married, he was my boss. So he has given me tons of opportunities in the organization to do whatever I want. And in that quest, initially I have also made some big mistakes. But he would always kind of cheer me up, saying that galtiyan to humne bhi bahut ki hai. So just take it as a learning lesson and move on. So at the first level, I would say it's my immediate family who has given me a lot of inspiration and a lot of advice when I need it the most. Then comes my best friend. She is a human resources leadership person. So she also, we discuss a lot on different angles, different perspectives, different parameters. I being a sales and marketing person, she being a human resources person. So I have learned a lot from her also. And then, like I said, I have a very close circle of friends who are athletes, So friends like Priyanka, Ingrid, Shelly, I'll just name a few because the list is long. They all have done something in sports. They are very good runners. Priyanka is a very good ultra marathoner. Then Amit Dada, he's known as Dada figure, runs like a crazy person, but a very sweet guy. Then Ingrid and Shelly are the Ironman couple. They've done the one or two Ironmans together. Ingrid has done definitely more. Hemal, she's a very dear friend, but a very good athlete. And, so I'm surrounded by people who are athletes, and we are all very simple, common people. We do our thing, and, we get going with life. And like I said, when I keep this close circle aside, Ratan Tata ji basically inspires me. Modi ji inspires me a lot. And then again, Haruki Murakami and Scott Jurek are my all-time favorites because they were also ordinary human beings, but they made something extraordinary out of their lives. So this is my circle of inspiration, and this keeps me going.
So you also have the amazing long list of people who you inspire, and you draw different things from different people.
Yes, absolutely.
अलग-अलग लोगों से अलग-अलग चीजें लेना, वो आपसे ही कोई सीखे.
So you meet
all kinds of people in your entire journey. So बोलते हैं ना कि कुछ इससे सीखा, कुछ उसको दिया. So it's, in this journey, it's like how rich you want to make your journey and how much you want to add to yourself is what I pick from others.
All right. So you had a very interesting other side of yours, getting married, a love marriage, and then continuing the leadership role.
So I joined Corrtech in 2010. I was single at that point in time, and I was very focused on my career. So in 2010, I got married to Sandeep, who was my boss and is my husband now. So I think we started dating in 2018. He was the one who proposed to me, and we took our time, and very strategically, I would say, Hilton was our coffee adda. So we would meet at Hilton for a lot of coffees, watched a lot of movies, and one fine day, we decided that we'll marry. So yes, and our marriage was during the COVID times. Mm-hmm. So it was a kind of a fairy tale wedding. Very few guests. We did a nice floral decor, got happily married, and it's been 4 years now. So it's been a lovely journey so far, beautiful. And with that, my role in the organization has become a little more bigger. I would say initially I was only handling sales and getting the numbers and all. But now I am at the management level and I have to think beyond numbers. So team building, how to grow with the team, go along with the team. So now we think of it as the business as our unit and how we have to do better to take our business and our company to the next level altogether. So it's like, in friendship together, in love together, in marriage together, in business together.
Right. So great. You're a great inspiration and it was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Now, before moving ahead, I'll just have some quick questions.
Right.
And then we'll end the talk.
Sure.
So it's a rapid fire round. So which is your favorite holiday destination?
Scotland.
Best thing about Ahmedabad?
It is the friendliness, the baka and the bhaichara vibes, the cool vibes that we get here.
And what is your favorite Guzrati dish?
Ondiyu,
What's your favorite Bengali dish?
Rasgulla.
And what's the most inspiring book you have read?
I would say what I talk about when I talk about running by Haruki Murakami.
Which is the net series which you binge watched?
Unauthorized Living. It's a Spanish series, but we finished it in 2 days.
How many languages do you know?
4.
One word to describe Mumbai.
Bindas.
Your go-to comfort food.
Pani puris.
Most influential person.
My mother.
A hobby you wish you would have had.
Drawing, painting, arts, which I used to do when I was in school.
Okay.
So first job at your home.
Chai banana.
What's your hidden talent?
Cooking.
One thing you cannot live without.
Good food.
One thing you would want to change in your life.
Maybe, become more aggressive with sports and do a triathlon, which is my dream.
Not Ironman?
Yeah, so Ironman, triathlon are the same thing. Ironman is basically the event name. Triathlon is just that, running, cycling and swimming.
Right. It was amazing having you here for the podcast show and thank you for being there at Variety with Vishwam. Looking forward to catching up and all the best for your IPO coming up soon.
Thank you very much, Vishwam. Even I enjoyed my evening doing the podcast with you. And yes, I'll definitely keep you posted on our IPO. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And you have got one investor ready for you in your IPO.
You invest in Corrtech Energy, it's a multi-bagger. You will earn and you will always remember.
गुजराती को पैसा बन गया यानी life set.
दो गुज्जू बैठे हैं तो it's a done deal.
Good to have two Gujus talking and it was a learning experience.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.